Welcome to Beardy, Bruce Lee Central.
Hey everybody, it's Birdie here. What's going on, guys? Okay, so Jim Kelly is one of the most decorated martial artists of all time. This guy was a two-division world karate champion at middleweight and at heavyweight. And in the 60s and 70s, this guy was unbeatable. He is as legit as they come. One of the greatest martial artists of all time and one of my personal favorites. You know, I even rank him above Chuck Norris because this guy did it in two different divisions, okay? So Bruce Lee knew that, and he handpicked Jim Kelly to play the role of Williams in the movie Enter the Dragon. You know, the studio wanted a completely different actor, but Bruce Lee was adamant. He wanted a legitimate martial artist to play the role, and the role went to Jim Kelly. So Jim Kelly and Bruce Lee became really, really good friends. And they had some real brawls, okay? Some real sparring fights, like all-out sparring fights. And Jim Kelly knows exactly how fast and how strong Bruce Lee was. Now, Jim Kelly is almost twice the size of Bruce Lee, and he said that Bruce Lee would just take him apart, rip him to pieces. He had no chance against Bruce Lee. So let's take a listen to what Jim Kelly had to say about Bruce Lee.
No, I'm going to tell you, my opinion, Bruce Lee was the greatest martial artist that ever lived. Okay? That's my opinion. I fought a lot of great champions. I've trained a lot of great champions. But Bruce was like one step above everybody. He wasn't just a martial artist who did kicks and punches on the screen. He could do it for real.
The time I met Bruce Lee was on the set of Enter the Dragon. Actually, I had just arrived in Hong Kong, and my first full day in Hong Kong, so I decided I wanted to go out to the location where they were shooting. Supposedly this was also going to be the first day of shooting. So I decided to go out there and just maybe meet Bruce and meet the other people. So I got a taxi cab, went out to the Golden Harvest Studios, and I was walking around there, and I found out that I went into the office and they said, we're not shooting today. At that time, I didn't know why we weren't shooting, but anyway, they weren't shooting today. So I was walking around the studios, and all of a sudden this Mercedes pulls up, and there's two guys in the car. It was, the guy driving was Raymond Chow, and the passenger was Bruce Lee. So I was about 25 yards from them. They pull up, and all of a sudden this guy jumps out of the car. He's running toward me, this RAO guy. He runs up to me, and just like it was Bruce Lee, as if he had known me for all my life. He was just as friendly and nice. He introduced himself and said, I'm so glad you're here, Jim, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't believe he was so nice and friendly toward me. So this is the way I met Bruce Lee. And from that point on, Bruce and I hit it off very, very good. I think Bruce and I probably got along better than anyone else on the set as far as cast is concerned. He got along pretty good. He got along good also with John Saxon, I remember now. But I think between John Saxon and myself, Bruce probably got along with us better than anyone else. He really related to me because we had a similar type struggle in life. So we had a lot to talk about. We had many different type of experiences on Enter the Dragon. That was one crazy set. We had many problems on Enter the Dragon. I guess that's why I was there 3 months in Hong Kong. But one of the things that I remember was the scene in the arena when Bruce was fighting with Bob Wall. And Bob Wall picked up the bottles and he broke the bottles. And then he came at Bruce with the bottle. And originally Bruce was supposed to do a spinning crescent kick and knock the bottle out of Bob's hand and then follow up with another technique. So in the rehearsal, no, actually it wasn't rehearsal. It was the first time they were shooting it for real. Bruce spun, kicked Bob's hand, and Bob held on to the bottle. So when Bruce spun, this hand came around, and Bob did not let go of the bottle. He ripped Bruce's knuckle wide open. And that was an unfortunate accident we had on the set. And that did stop shooting for several days, but Bruce had to get stitches in his knuckle. So Bob asked me afterwards, he said, Jim, do you think that I was wrong? And I said, I'm going to tell you honestly, Bob, yes, you were wrong. You should have dropped the bottle. He said, well, Bruce didn't kick my hand hard enough. I said, he didn't have to kick your hand at all, actually, because of the camera angle. But I said, he just touched your hand. You still should have dropped the bottle. Because he didn't have to kick your hand full force. When you felt the impact, you should just drop the bottle. Don't hold on to it. He said, well, I thought he didn't kick it hard enough. I said, he didn't have to kick it hard. So that was a very strange situation. And I have to give credit to Bruce Lee that Bruce wanted to explode. I could tell. He was very, very upset, but he held it within. He stayed calm and cool, walked away, didn't say a word. But I could tell Bruce was hot as hell at Bob Wall. But he just maintained his coolness and didn't say a word, walked away, and just let it pass.
I enjoyed working with John Saxon.
Yeah.
John Saxon, a great actor. I was very fortunate to have, in my opinion, the greatest martial artist ever lived.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee. I'll talk to you about that later. Probably have questions for me on that. But in my opinion, I'll tell you right now, I've fought the best. I trained with the best. I know great martial artists, and there's never been anybody, in my opinion, like Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable, guys. You don't know how great this guy was. People don't really know.
Well, I think they do, actually, because he's still the icon. I mean, as Fred Weintraub said, when you say Western, some people may think of John Wayne, some people may think of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
But when you say martial arts,
That's right.
Bruce Lee's the first name.
That's right. And I'm not just talking about actor.
Right.
I'm talking about martial artist.
Right.
Guy who knew his stuff. This guy was. There's stories I know about Bruce Lee that I don't even share because I have respect for the people, other people in the martial arts, and it's not necessary for me to name names. I know who Bruce Lee sparred with.
Yeah.
I know. They won't tell you, but I know people he sparred with. I never mention their names either. But Bruce Lee was untouchable.
Yeah. Is it in the book? Is it in your book?
No,
Oh, come on, man.
I mention this, but I never tell the names.
Can I get everybody to swear to secrecy? Can you say one name?
No.
Can you mix them up? Can you have a jumble of a name?
I have too much respect.
Can I guess?
No, you probably could. Guess.
Yeah, I probably could. Because
sure,
I know a lot of people he sparred with as well.
I wouldn't confirm it.
Yeah, there you go. That's fair enough.
But I just have too much respect for other guys.
Yeah.
In martial arts.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
But he was the speed, the timing, the technique, unbelievable. Bruce was the type of guy that he would spar with you. He could spar with a guy. I'm not saying whoever, John Doe. John Doe the great. Great champion. Okay? John Doe.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter what size. You can be a lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight. Didn't matter, Bruce. Bruce was lightweight. What was Bruce? 155?
If he wet,
145.
soaking wet.
145.
Yeah, soaking wet. Yeah.
Like one, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how tall?
5'7", maybe.
5'7", no more. He could spar with anybody, any size. Didn't matter what size you were. And he would spar with you, and hands and feet. And then he'd say, okay, let's just go hands. Just hands. That was incredible.
That's
I'm going to leave it at that.